High School in historic Wellsburg, West Virginia. WTRF proudly presents Ohio Valley Tonight with Nathan Marshall. Tonight's guest, Josh Verbanets.
Welcome to another edition of Ohio Valley Tonight with Nathan Marshall. And tonight we are joined by the lead singer of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania-based band Meeting of Important People, Josh Verbanets.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
coming
Appreciate
in. Josh, your newest album is actually called My Ears Are Having a Heart Attack. And I'm not sure how familiar you are with anatomy, but the last time I checked, your heart is not indeed in your ears, but your chest. So I was wondering why you came up with this title.
You are correct on that anatomical lesson.
I know my anatomy.
There's been a tradition of like psychedelic bands, I guess,
Yeah.
so-called psychedelic bands, Flaming Lips, 13th Floor Elevators, that name their albums these long, seemingly serious, convoluted things. You know, like the Flaming Lips would name their albums "Staring at the Sole of My Shoe Submerged in a Vat of Brine on a Tuesday Evening at 3:17," or whatever.
Yeah, very small title.
Totally, yeah. So I always thought, if I made a psychedelic album, what could I name it? And for whatever reason, that stupid little phrase just stuck in my mind. It's my own version of just a goofy little psychedelic album title.
Yeah.
And this time we made kind of a psychedelic album, so we thought we needed a good psychedelic title.
Yeah, it's definitely catchy. It's better than My Farts Are on Fire or something
Totally,
like that.
which we threw out that
Yeah,
early in the game.
that was
one that we tossed out there too.
Yeah, that's a good one too. So either way, it's fine.
That kid, chocolate, born in 1989, studied in Northside, the College of the King's Design.
I myself have discovered your band when I was Googling Pittsburgh-based bands, and I stumbled upon your music video for a great song called Brittany Lane Don't Care. If you haven't checked it out, please check that out. It's a very good jam. And the song that you had a video for it, a music video for it, and it was all cardboard. And what I mean by this, you guys were in the midst of cardboard. There was a storyline with all cardboard characters. Very awesome. So why the cardboard video and for this song, and how hard was that video to shoot and create?
It was really hard. That was our first video that we were making, and it was at a time where we had a lot of friends in the Pittsburgh community. This was maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago even, that didn't have day jobs and that were willing to come and do weird things like build cardboard buildings. The idea was hatched from our director friend, Tom Glunt, who's a filmmaker now based out of LA. And he had the idea to just make an entire world out of cardboard. We were going to rent a warehouse and build a cardboard city, do the entire video with us playing cardboard instruments. He had a roommate that was a luthier that could build like scale instruments, full drum kit made out of cardboard. Oh, yeah. So we spent all of our time around the clock, 12-hour days. We would go to this recycling center in Pittsburgh, which had these giant dumpsters of cardboard. We would load up our trucks and our Ford Windstars, and we would drive to this warehouse that we'd rented. And for days, we would just build cardboard buildings. And at the end of it, we sort of ran out of time. We realized we only had 1 day left at the warehouse, so we had to actually shoot the video. Yeah. So we'd built like 70 buildings. We couldn't even fit all of them in the frame. Oh, and then we only had 1 day to actually shoot the video before we had to be out of the warehouse, so we were going to lose the space. So we shot the video and then had to demolish all the buildings that same day. We couldn't even fit half of them through doors. We had no way to transport them, so we just took them back to the recycling bin. So they're probably in somebody's Michelob Ultra box now or something.
Well, at least you recycled them.
Brittany Lane don't care, and it's all right there, and the lanes I heard.
How does one really start to develop from the beginning of their songwriting experience to where you are currently?
When I was a teenager, I worked in a video store, and do you guys know? You guys don't even know what video stores are, probably.
Videos, yeah.
All right, there used to be this thing called video store.
Yeah, Netflix. If Netflix was a store, that's where you worked at.
And I used to work there, and it's a shame that's one thing I'm sad about, is that my kids will never get to work in a video store, because it was a great experience.
Oh, those are fun, yeah.
But I'd be at the video store, and a customer would come up and say, "Y'all got the Mothman Prophecies?" And it would like become a little song in my head. I would find myself singing a little melody that I'd made up to that.
Yeah.
by the time we would come to actually making these real songs that we'd be playing for people on stage or recording, the words would just be stuck the way they were. We'd say, oh, that song doesn't make much sense, but we've been saying those words the whole time, so whatever.
Makes sense now, yeah. Lots of movie titles, too.
Ton of movie titles, yeah. Yeah. You can rhyme a lot of things with Bambi, I'll tell you. And Miracle on 34th Street. But we... So then we all got a little older and we started realizing that there was a community of people that are interested in our band communicating to them. So I'd like to try a little harder to actually say things that make a little bit more sense. It might be a more enjoyable experience for everybody, or for the 50 people in Pittsburgh that like our band or whatever.
Well, I just imagine you as a kid going up there and being like, oh, that Josh Verbanets, he is one heck of a musician, but he speaks mountain man gibberish, and I can't understand a word he's saying. And it's like, whoopity-boo-boo-boo.
Anyway, you gotta be free. You're holding on too far. Those holding on too far. Those, yeah.
Well, your band is currently having quite a year. You have a distribution deal, so your music's getting out everywhere. You've been featured in shows like Jane by Design, which the girls here went crazy about when they said that.
JBD.
Yeah, JBD. You're
That's what I call
an initial basis with it.
Yes.
You've been featured on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which is a crap TV, but hey, your song was on there. That's good. MTV's Teen Mom, The Real World, Jersey Shore. You've been in all the classics, and
the canon.
CBS's Ghost Whisperer. And I know you're not at home, probably like watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians every day, TiVoing the Ghost Whisperer. I just got to hear what the ghost has to say this week. So you approach it as a business, and one of our students here, a freshman, Jackie Carbasho, she has a question about the business end.
At the level you are currently at, can one be successful without approaching music as anything but a business?
And that's an interesting question, because this is a business to you, I'd say, and can you approach it any other way than this when you get to this peak of your career, I guess?
That's a great question. It's something that I think about quite a bit. I think even maybe 5 or 6 years ago, when you were in a rock and roll band, or an indie rock band, or whatever you want to call it, if you told someone, my song is going to be on Jane by Design on ABC Family, they'd go, they wouldn't believe
it. Your song's not good enough for Jane by Design.
Right, exactly. They would just think you're a sellout, or that you're stupid, or that why would you want to do something like that? But a lot of times I won't even know that one of our songs is going to be used, because our label Authentic has a deal with Burnham Murray, who's the production team that does all the MTV, Teen Mom and Keeping Up with all these E! and MTV shows. And I won't even know, so I'll just be sitting there watching TV, and I'll hear it in the background. I'll be watching, like Snooki. There was an episode where Snooki said something hilarious. I can't remember. There was something about like going to jail sucks, and then like immediately
Makes sense.
Yeah, which she was right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, but they started playing one of our songs, and I can't remember what she said. It was something very funny, and then one of our songs was brought in as the musical cue, and it was like, that's us, that's awesome.
I'm pregnant. Brittany Lane, don't care.
It's pretty much it. I think that was literally the line.
Well, again, I want to thank my guest today, Josh Verbanets. Thank you so much, Josh,
thank you for
coming
having me.
in.
Appreciate
and
it.
he's from Meeting of Important People. Definitely check them out. They'll definitely tap your toe. It's a very good band. If you want to learn more about Josh or Meeting of Important People, you can go to
meetingofimportantpeople.com.
So easy. Go do that. And for Ohio Valley Tonight, this has been Nathan Marshall.
But I distinctly remember someone coming into the video store and going like, like sneezing and going, y'all got that Hidalgo movie?
It sounds like you have a disease. You got the Hidalgo?
It was his last request, was to watch one VHS tape.
I've got to watch Viggo Mortensen one more time.
He was on his deathbed, and I said, sir, you can keep this for 2 nights.
2 nights.